This vlog, we wanted to talk to you about Dubai healthcare. I'm glad to be back out of hospital. If you've been watching us, you'll know that I recently had an emergency operation in Dubai. In this vlog, I'm going to tell you about the experience of it, why we think it's so good, how it differs from the UK. I've been having these stomach issues, not knowing what it was. Recently, been going back and forth to the hospital and just been in severe pain. An emergency in the UK, you can spend like 24 hours just waiting to be seen. In emergency in Dubai, literally I was seen within 10 minutes.
Yeah.
In the UK, if you're waiting to see a consultant, how long is it going to take to see a consultant?
Months. You'll be this year. I mean,
one of the major things I'd say why it's so amazing, I think the speed of it is insane. The quality of care is really, really high too.
and you're in comfort.
What's up, guys? It's the Manago family. Hey, I'm Uche, Manago family dad.
I'm Charmaine, Manago family mum.
Manago family beautiful mum.
Thanks.
You're very welcome, Ben, darling. You're very welcome. If you're new to our channel, by the way, welcome. Welcome to our channel, to all our regular watchers and our crew and our family. We love you guys, we missed you, and we are glad to be back. If you're new to the channel, by the way, don't forget to subscribe to join a family. Why wouldn't you want to join a family like this? Hit the notification bell so you know when we post. Give this vlog a big like, because you know the likes keep our channel alive, and that's for the new people and the Manago family, because we appreciate you guys. I'm always watching mummy's leg because I'm thinking it's getting so close to the camera and you're gonna kick it.
Daniel, no, but don't do it.
Actually, nowhere near. There's a really big gap.
Okay, if the camera moves, guys, you know she kicked it.
Write that down, write that down!
You won't, because I'll edit it. Editor will edit
That's
it.
cheating. That's just cheating. That's just cheating.
There. Anyway.
Yeah. This vlog, we wanted to talk to you about Dubai healthcare. I'm glad to be back out of hospital. If you've been watching us, you'll know that I recently had an emergency operation in Dubai. Don't forget to check out the vlog on that. I just wanted to talk about the experience really and just give you guys our update and our view overall on Dubai healthcare and our experience with it. We've been living here for 14 months. I think it's amazing.
It really is amazing.
Compared to where we came
Where
from,
we've come from, yeah.
in the UK and the way things are there,
Yeah.
the system at the moment is really systeming at the moment. The systeming at the moment here in Dubai, it is really good, right? So we're gonna tell you in this vlog, we're gonna tell you about the experience of it, why we think it's so good as well, and how it differs from the UK, where we came from. I know you watch us from all around the world, but I guess you can compare it to where you are. And for those who are thinking of moving here, this is really cool. And also for those of you who just wanna know and are curious, it's also cool. All good?
Yeah.
All right, should we get stuck in?
Yes.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
I'm ready!
So if you're not ready, what are you going to do? Oh, so now you're thinking you're going to kick the camera.
But I didn't, so it's fine. I actually felt, I touched it and I thought, oh my days, I'm in trouble now.
Is this the first time they've seen the latest boho braids, by the way?
Yes.
Oh, they haven't seen the boho?
No, sorry, no, it's not the first time.
So we did it.
Yeah.
Well, just shake them anyway, shake the boho anyway.
I'm not doing that.
Why?
That's too much pressure.
You're not going to do that?
No, absolutely
Comment down below if she should do that.
not.
Comment down below if she should do that.
Absolutely no way. No.
My neck's actually hurting, you know. These films when a woman walks around and she does that. Imagine they have to do that take loads of times.
They don't do it like that. You're actually doing this. It's like they're not even.
Am I supposed to not have to flick my hair? Did I tell you I ever flicked my hair in life? Thank you. Thank you. Look how she's trying to embarrass me. Anyway, should we get stuck in?
Cool.
Should we get stuck in?
Okay.
Are you feeling the trim though, guys? I'm feeling myself right now. Just got a fresh haircut.
He needs some milk!
The beard's fresh. Glad to be fresh out of hospital and just, getting back to myself and that. It's good to love yourself though.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It is. And your weekly haircut, he's back to it again, He didn't go for about 4 weeks, I think. That was a record.
I'm not weekly now.
That was a record.
I've reduced it down.
Good job!
You know we're over talking though, because we need to get into this vlog, but
Yeah,
I've changed it for not every week now.
Yeah.
I've basically, I think I'm 10 days now.
We'll see.
It's better for my skin,
But we'll see.
I've realised, so.
We'll see how you get on.
What with?
And whether you actually hold off.
Now,
for 7 days.
I will.
Let's see.
All right, should we get stuck in?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right, let's get stuck in. For you guys watching, we've got another vlog, by the way, on Dubai healthcare, so watch that one as well. Just so you get an overview of the way it works here. But it's basically private here. I know for some of you guys who are watching around the world, it's private for you too. In the UK, the system's a bit different. You have something called the NHS, which is the National Healthcare System, which you basically pay for through tax. But essentially it's private. So let's fast forward. Let's go back to how this all went down, right? I've been having these stomach issues for a while, not knowing what it was, but recently been going back and forth to the hospital and just been in severe pain. Last time I went to hospital, King's Hospital, went there in emergency. They decided to do an ultrasound. Was it ultrasound they did? Was it ultrasound?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it's ultrasound.
Yeah.
And they basically found out that I had basically gallstones. The conversation went like this. They found out I had them, and then they said to me I would need to basically come back and book an appointment with a surgeon, essentially, with a consultant to decide what we're going to do. I said, look, I'm in severe pain right now. I was in an emergency. Can I see them? Is there a possibility of seeing them today? Now, I just said it, not knowing what was going to happen. They said, okay, go to reception, see what they say. So spoke to reception, and he said he can book me in on the day, right? So I went upstairs to see the consultant. The consultant explained, this is what's happening with you. You're going to need to basically get your gallbladder removed. It's the only way to stop this excruciating pain that you regularly, and you having to stop coming to hospital and so forth. This is what you need to do. Spoke to consultant, and I said to him, you know, he said, you're going to have to go home and book it and so forth. And I said, but why can't I get it out now? Because I'm dying right now. And he said, well, to be honest with you, what we'd normally do is we'd normally operate on people straight away based on how you are feeling. And so basically, he said, okay, we can book you in today. So cut a long story short, went into an emergency, had an ultrasound on the same day, saw the consultant on the same day, and then basically had my operation on the same day in the evening.
Got the insurance to approve it on the same day.
And the insurance approved it on the same day.
Yeah.
You know, shout out to AXA on this one, because you know, if you watch our other vlogs, we haven't been happy with AXA, but AXA delivered.
They
pulled through today, and they've delivered quickly.
Yeah.
So credit where credit due, they did deliver. AXA. We've got international health insurance with AXA, and they delivered. That's just insane. To go from going into emergency, having seen a consultant on the same day, having the ultrasound on the same day, seeing a consultant on the same day, operation booked on the same day, having the operation done on the same day. I stayed overnight in the hospital, and then I went home the day after, essentially. Obviously in a bit of pain, but then had medication to manage the pain at home. We've just never, coming from the UK, like just, you know, stop, like, hold on.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Like, did you just hear what I just said? Like, if you're watching, I don't know where you're watching from, like, that whole process in the UK is how long, Charlene? Like, you gotta wait for the consultant appointment in the UK.
I mean,
let's just even go back to emergency. Because in emergency, right? Slow down. In emergency, right? In the UK,
2 days
at the moment, you can spend like 24 hours just waiting to be seen.
That's it.
Right? In emergency in Dubai, literally I was seen within 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That's the first thing, right? So that's like saved loads off your life, right?
Yeah.
The next thing is, in the UK, if you're waiting to see a consultant, right? How long is it going to take to see a consultant for something like that?
Months. You'll be
Months.
waiting this year. I mean,
Months.
people are saying this a year. It could take, depending on the seriousness of it.
Months.
Yeah,
Months.
blah, blah, blah. It takes
Months.
ages. Even like cancer, for example, that will be done straight away, but that's quite serious, isn't it? But things like this, no, you'll wait months and months and months.
Months.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know.
Months, right? And then basically, so you got months on that, and then once you get the consultation letter in the UK, you're then going to wait months for the operation. In the whole process, you got to go to your doctor, you got to get the referral. It's just a whole load of process. Whereas here in Dubai, you've got insurance where you can go directly to the consultant, directly to the hospital. So it's just insane. And I think, like, if you're thinking as a family or just even a single person, you know, healthcare is important to everyone. It's not just important to families, but, you know, if a country you want to be in and you want to stay in, right, you want there to be great healthcare.
No,
and I can honestly say, like, this is the best I've ever seen in my entire life.
No, it is amazing. It definitely, I don't know, do you know, even like comparing, because obviously some people are going to say, okay, look, the NHS is free, which it is to an extent.
It's not free.
No, it is to an extent, because some people don't work in the UK. So some people are just getting it free. People who do work are paying tax towards the system. So there's a different balance there. But we had private healthcare in the UK as well. Comparing that to that, it doesn't even match. Because,
doesn't even compare.
Because to start with, you don't have an emergency option with private healthcare. So when you're in the UK, if anything happens in emergency, you have to go to the NHS. You cannot go and use your private healthcare.
For emergency.
You can't use it anyway. So you don't have that option. And then secondly, there was one time I had to go and I still had to wait 2 weeks. I know it's not long, but I still had to wait 2 weeks. When you're paying for something, I still had to wait 2 weeks for something in regards to the insurance company I had there in the UK. Whereas this here is literally now. 24 hours, 48 hours, whatever, it's all now. You can get everything done now. So that's the difference where you can compare it, isn't it?
It's crazy.
Yeah,
and even down to like when you're recovering, the hospital food's all right.
It's nice.
It's actually okay.
I mean-
I had someone like put together a diet specifically for what I can eat
Yeah.
based on the operation that I just had. So they give you like a light diet. You pick your food. It's nice. And when I was staying, they had this team that would come in, someone from the team, and they basically just ask you about how your service has been. You know, generally, like, has it been okay? They're making sure that everyone's getting that high level service. By the way, I don't know what all the hospitals are like, but this is King's Hospital that we're talking about, which is one that
I'd
a
say
lot
it's
of
one of the
expats use.
best.
Yeah.
I say it's one of the best in Dubai.
One of the best in Dubai, yeah. And our
definitely.
insurance gives us access to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think, you know, as one of the major things, I'd say, like, you know, why it's so amazing. I think the speed of it is insane, and the quality of care is really, really high too.
And you're in comfort. You're not in again, in the NHS, I know it's different, but you're potentially, you know, once I was in hospital, I was in a corridor because there's no space and there's no, like, it's actually, he was in his own room. He had a little private room to himself. I know he wasn't able to watch Netflix, but he had the option to. He was sick. But it's just a case of just having your own privacy, even being in that situation where you've had an operation, you can have your own room, sharing rooms with people, and it's just, everything was amazing.
It is amazing, and I think you're paying for it.
You are paying for it.
You do pay your insurance for it,
Yeah.
but it's just, it's invaluable.
It's what you're paying for.
It's invaluable. Like, one of the most important things, like, for anyone, and is healthcare. Like, your health is everything. Health is wealth. Like, it's
so
not
important.
it isn't a joke. That saying is for real.
I can even see, in comparison to, like, for example, you know, I'm not having another baby right now, just before anyone says anything, but when I had a baby in the UK and I've had 3 C-sections, they try and force you out of the hospital with
One of them, they didn't want me to stay.
They didn't let him stay in
let me stay,
one,
yeah.
and then they tried to force me out of the hospital in 24 hours. In most of them, I just had a major operation. I can't even walk on the first day, and they're telling you there's no beds left.
Oh, hell no!
When you just had a C-section and you've got a small baby that you're breastfeeding at the same time on top of that pain. So that, what I went through with that, you know, I'm sure many women can talk for this, with when you have a baby in hospital, they literally are trying to get you out, and it's not their fault, it's the system, you know, not the people that work there. I love the people, you know, the doctors and stuff, you do amazing, but the actual system that's there, it's so under pressure that when you have a baby, you can't even have your baby in peace. Here in Dubai, I've already looked it up. I'm like, oh my days, if a woman has a C-section here, they keep you in a hospital for 4 days. You stay in the hospital for 4 days to recover from that operation, because it takes about 6 to 8 weeks to really recover, you know, to walk properly or to move around properly when you've had a C-section or done natural labor. They let you stay inside the hospital for 3 to 4 days. Your insurance covers that, basically, for you to stay there. Whereas they tried to kick me out in 24 hours. I had to fight to stay. When I had the twins, I had to fight to stay, and I couldn't even walk properly. So that for me, it's actually priceless as far as I'm concerned now. I'm happy to eat tuna and pasta every day and have that in my pocket, basically, because it's so, having good healthcare is really, really important, especially now we've got 4 kids. It's so important to know that we've got somewhere we can take them. It can be done quickly, it can be done properly, and yeah, I can't complain about it.
I don't like going over this memory because it was a tough time. Another kind of fairly major operation I had was removing my appendix. I went to emergency in the UK with pain, and they kept me in emergency for about 24 hours.
What?
And my appendix basically burst.
Oh yeah, that first bit.
My appendix burst in the hospital. They knew they basically
They knew
kept
it was
pushing me
serious.
back because someone was more urgent in front of me, and basically it burst in the
Just to
hospital.
reiterate, it's not their fault. You know, them as in the doctors and nurses, they're working under the system that is provided for them.
Yeah,
which is just not great. It's under so much pressure.
they just didn't have enough space.
Enough beds.
You kicked the
Sorry,
camera there.
I kicked it now.
You
Sorry.
definitely did.
Yeah, I
You
kicked
did
it.
She did. I told you she was going to do it earlier. Go back to the front of the video. I told you.
Actually, nowhere near. There's a really big gap.
Okay, if the camera moves, guys, you know she kicked it. Yeah, but anyway,
I
so
kicked it.
it burst in the hospital. Literally burst in the hospital because they just couldn't get to me in
Then
time.
they had to now rush him in.
Rush me in, and as a result of it, I had to spend a week in hospital, and they didn't have enough space for me in the place where
ward?
the long stay ward.
Yeah.
So they kept me in emergency
For 1 week.
For 1 week.
Yeah.
It
was terrible.
It was This is where we came from.
Recovering from an operation and being around emergency as well is not great, because so many people are in a bad place at that point. Whereas when you're in a ward, it's more calmer. Everyone's in a calmer place after an operation or after a baby or whatever. But it's like you're in a place where it's just crazy. crazy. It was so wild. It was unbelievable. And we had private healthcare at the time, and we had the option of moving him to private after the operation, but we just decided that there was no point. It was too much pain for him.
There was no point because they kept saying to me every day.
We had good doctors as well.
I had good doctors, and they kept saying to me, "You're going home the next day. You're going home the next day."
Weren't, yeah.
But every time they said I wasn't, so it was difficult to plan it out. Yeah. Long and short of it is, the conclusion is, it's amazing.
Yeah.
If you're thinking of coming out here, and this is one of the concerns that you have, hope this gives you like a bit more insight in terms of this area. We hope this vlog that you found it useful.
Nothing I would say, by the way, just make sure you research the hospitals and get insurance that covers the really good hospitals. I can't talk for all the hospitals in Dubai, I don't know. The one that we chose is a very, very good hospital. So you have to make sure that you're choosing really good hospitals as well for the place where you're going to choose for the care of you and your family. Just want to say that.
But overall
it's
the
really
standard is good anyway.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So, you know, you're going to have your preferences depending on where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But the standard overall is good anyway. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you found it useful. Don't forget to comment down below. Let us know you're watching. Show us some love.
Maybe they can say
Hit us up. The twins are basically here, coming in. Give this vlog a like. You know the likes keep our channel alive.
They're coming!
Hit the notification bell so you know when we post. Share like you just don't care. Put your hands in the air and peace out.